Hi everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we are going to be learning how to make the chevron bookmark. This is a simple bookmark worked in a chevron pattern with a little bit of texture, and this is going to be a great project for you if you are looking to use up some of your yarn stash, because it's a very versatile project, can be used with multiple varieties of yarn, and it's simple and it takes up a small quantity of yarn, which means that if you have some scraps laying around, this will be a perfect project for you. For this pattern, you are going to need a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. You will need your scissors and a yarn needle for finishing off your work, and you will need small amounts of 3 different colors of yarn. I'm using a lightweight yarn, which is Patons Grace, and it's just yarn that I've pulled out of my yarn stash. You will need approximately 7 yards of your color A, which for me this is this darker blue. You will need approximately 6 yards of your color B, and another 6 yards of your color C. You will also need a copy of the written crochet pattern, which can be found for free on my blog at richtexturescrochet.com, and I will have all of the direct link information there for you in the notes of this video. So now that we have our materials together, let's get started. So to begin this project, you are going to take your color A, which for me is this dark blue, and you are going to take your crochet hook and you're going to begin by chaining 12 stitches. So you'll make your slip knot and you will begin by chaining 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Next, in the second chain from your hook, which is this chain right here, you will make a half double crochet stitch. So you will yarn over, insert your hook in the second chain from your stitch, or from your hook, and complete your half double crochet. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. You will then place a half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you'll have a total of 5 half double crochets. Next, you will work 3 half double crochets in the next stitch, all in the same stitch. So 1, all half double crochets, 2, and 3. You will then place 1 half double crochet in each of the last 5 stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now at the end of those 5 half double crochet stitches, you will have come to the end of your chain, and you will have a total of 13 stitches. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn. Now we will begin row 2, and row 2 is worked in the same color. And for this row, you are going to be working in what is called the third loop. So if you turn your work, and you're now taking a look here at the back of your work, and you will see, if you look at the top part, you see your V stitches here. And then at the back, you will see just below that top horizontal row of bars for the top of your stitch, you will see another row just below it of horizontal bars. And this is sometimes referred to as the third loop. See if I can bring it a little bit closer. So you have your top row of horizontal bars, and then just under it you have this other row of horizontal bars when you're looking at the back of your work. This is called the third loop. So for this row and every other row where you are working single crochet stitches, you will work into this third loop on your work. So you've chained one and you have turned. You are now going to single crochet. You're going to skip the first stitch. So you're going to skip this one right here, and you're going to single crochet in the next stitch and in the next 4 stitches, all in the third loop. So I'm going to skip this first one, and I'm going to move to the next third loop, and I'm just going to insert my hook just under, just like that, and I'm going to work the single crochet stitch just as I would if I was working in the top loop. So then work 1 single crochet stitch, and then I'm going to work 4 more single crochet stitches, 1 in each stitch of the next 4 stitches, in the same way, all in the third loop. So find that next horizontal bar, insert your hook under it, and work your single crochet. Once we get to the end, I'll show you what that is doing to your work on the front. That's what's going to give us that little pop of texture. Your third single crochet just under the bar of that third loop, just like that. It's number 3. This will be number 4, just under the bar, and then number 5 under the third loop. Then in your next stitch you will work 3 single crochet stitches. So you have 1, all in the third loop again, 2, and 3. Then in each of the next 5 half double crochet stitches you will work again a single crochet in the third loop. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, 4, and 5. After you reach that 5th stitch, you will see that you have 1 remaining, but we are going to leave that stitch unworked. What you will do now is you will take your second color, your color B. For me it's this light blue, and there are many different ways to join your new color. What I'm going to do for this project is I'm actually going to go back a little bit in the single crochet step, and I'm going to finish that last single crochet with my new color. Okay, then I will work my chain stitch and I'm going to turn my work. I will pull my old color A just a little bit tighter to make it a little bit tighter of a stitch. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to continue working, and I'm going to continue with color A. At this point you can either fasten off your color A if you would like, or you can leave it attached and carry it up the work with you. It is up to you. If you carry it up with the work with you, then you won't have, because we're going to use this again later, then you won't have as many ends to weave in. Or if you would find it easier, then you can simply fasten off at that point. Okay, so we are now working with our new color, and we will begin row number 3. So with row number 3, we are going to start, we've chained 1 already, we've turned. We're going to be working half double crochet stitches, and they are going to be worked under both loops. So they will be worked in the spot that you would normally work your crochet stitches. They're going to be worked under both loops, so there's no worrying about the third loop here at this point. Again, you are going to skip, that's your first stitch. You're going to skip your first stitch. You will yarn over, we're working half double crochets through both loops. So you're working just a normal half double crochet stitch. And you are going to work your half double crochet stitches, 1 in each of the next 5 single crochets. So there's 3, 4, and 5. After your 5 half double crochet stitches, you will work 3 in the next one. 1, 2, and 3. And then you will work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches again, working through both loops. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you will leave that last stitch, leave it unworked. Then you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn. We will now work a row of single crochet, and once again those single crochet stitches are going to be in this third loop again. So not, this is your top row there, but we're going to be working under this third loop, which is found, bring it up a little closer, just under. So this is the second row of horizontal bars down. That is where your third loop is going to be. So we're going to be working a row of single crochet stitches. You're going to skip that first one. So your first single crochet will be worked in the third loop. Just slip your hook under that loop of the second stitch. So there's 1 single crochet, and you're working in these next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In your next stitch, working in the third loop, you will work 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and then you will work in the next 5 third loop only stitches, 1 single crochet in each, 2, 3, 4. Now at the end of this row, I'm going to be switching to my next color. So I'm going to only half do that last single crochet. I'm going to pick up my color C, which is this gray color, and I will finish my stitch with the gray color so that I'm ready to work when I turn with the gray. And I will chain 1. Then you can fasten off the next, and you can see how you're going to have quite a few little ends to weave in here at the very end, but that's okay. And you will turn 1. Then, as we did before when we started working with our color B, with color C, we're going to work a half double crochet in each stitch. First, we are going to skip that first stitch and we're going to work a half double crochet in each of the next 5. So we've chained 1, we'll work through both loops and a half double crochet in each of the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When you come to the next stitch, you will work 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then working through both loops again, continue working through both loops, 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. Four and 5. Chain 1, turn your work, and these next stitches will be worked in this back 3rd loop. You will skip the first stitch and place your first single crochet in the 3rd loop of that 2nd stitch. So there's 1, and then work 4 more single crochet stitches across. 3, 4, so you'll have a total of 5 single crochets. Then you will work 3 single crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3, and then 1 single crochet. Continue in your 3rd loop in each of the next 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you will leave that last remaining stitch unworked. And actually, because I will be switching to my next color, I'm not going to complete that single crochet, and I will switch back again to my color A. Now for this bookmark, you can use as many or as few colors as you would like. And I will chain 1 and turn. So you can see from your work there, you can see what this single crochet in the 3rd loop is doing to your work. It's kind of just pushing it forward and just giving a little bit of a pop of texture here on your bookmark, so it's not a straight chevron or arrow. It just has this nice kind of almost knit look ridge there in each color. So you are actually going to work that pattern again, the half double crochet row and the single crochet row in your color A, and then you are going to repeat rows 3 to 8 twice more. So basically you're just repeating this pattern for a total of so that you'll have like 4 rows of your color A in there. Okay, so you'll repeat rows 3 to 8 twice more, and then you're going to repeat rows 3 to 6 once more, and then you will fasten off, and we will work an edging. I'll meet you back here at that point. Okay, so once your bookmark has reached its desired length and you have woven in all of your ends, it's time to start the edging. To do the edging for this project, it is going to be worked as simple single crochet stitches all the way around. And you're going to start by joining in the top left-hand corner of your bookmark, just whatever color you choose. I've chosen color A. And you're going to join your yarn with a simple slip stitch. So just join in the top left-hand corner. Then you are going to begin working your pattern or working your single crochet stitches along this long edge here on your bookmark. And there is no simple single crochet stitch or anything to work into. So you're going to be working along this rough edge. You're going to have to make your own spaces for your stitches. Now it's not really important as far as how many stitches you put in down the side of your bookmark. I've worked 37 single crochet stitches. The important part will be that it is even. You want to keep your stitches even, and you want to have the same number of stitches on this side as you do on your other side. Okay, so you want to have the same number of stitches on both sides. You want your stitches to be even, and you want it to fully cover the side of your bookmark. So I've worked 37 single crochet stitches, and you're just going to work them evenly. Just put your hook through in any old spot. Work those stitches evenly all the way down with the right side of your bookmark facing you. You want your stitches all facing the same way. Just work 37 stitches evenly down. So once you have worked your 37 stitches down the rough edge, long edge of your bookmark, you'll reach this, the first of this kind of sharp corner. What you're going to do is you are going to single crochet 3 stitches in that top corner stitch. So 3 single crochet stitches, 2 and 3, and then you are going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches down. Now you'll have sort of a nice easy place to put your stitches. So in the next 3 single crochet stitches, or I guess they would have been half double crochets, so in the next 3 stitches make 3 single crochet. Then you will come to this little inside kind of peak of your bookmark, and you are going to work in this space a single crochet 3 together. So you're going to work that single crochet 3 together. What you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook in the next stitch, and you're going to draw up a loop. Insert your hook in the next stitch and draw up a loop. Then insert your hook in the last stitch and draw up one last loop. So you'll have 4 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 on your hook. And that's your single crochet 3 together. Then you'll single crochet in the next 3 stitches. When you come to your corner stitch, work 3 single crochets, and that will get you around to the other side. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And then you've reached your other rough edge, and you are going to work another 37 single crochets, or the same number that you worked along the other side. You're going to do the same for the other long rough edge on your bookmark. So my 37th single crochet around the rough edge. When you come to this point right here, you are going to work 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1, 2, and then you are going to work single crochets up the other side, and you're going to work 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and you're going to work 3 and then you're going to work down the other side. To your first single crochet, and then you will work a slip stitch to join in the first single crochet stitch. You'll fasten off, and then you'll weave in your end. Once you are finished your bookmark, depending on the type of yarn used, and always follow the instructions on your yarn label, you may want to block your bookmark a little bit. I will probably want to do that for this one. Now this is 100% mercerized cotton, so I kind of cheat a little bit, and I simply iron them. I could wet block it, and that means just wet it and then pin it down to kind of stretch it out, but it's just a simple small bookmark, so I just kind of iron it to flatten out the edges. And that is your finished bookmark. Now you can see on the one that I have in the pattern that I did add a tassel to the end of my bookmark. So what I will do now is I'll just show you a quick way to make a tassel of your own. What you're going to do is you're going to cut very lengths of yarn, so you can choose how long you would like to make your tassel, and you're just going to, of mine I used color A, and you're going to cut 10 strands of the color that you desired. If you would like your tassel thicker or more thin, then you can adjust your yarn amount accordingly, but you want all your pieces to be roughly the same size. My strand here is about 10 to 12 inches long, and I will be cutting 10 as I mentioned. Okay. And this is to make the tassel, and the tassel is optional. I think it kind of adds a little bit of a fun embellishment to your bookmark. Now let me see how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I just need one more. Again, these are about 10 to 12 inches long. So once you have your 10 strands, you're going to keep them all bunched together. I put my tassel just in here, and on yours you might see that where you were putting your 3 half double crochets, you might have a nice little hole, as I do here. So I'm going to take my crochet hook and I'm going to guide all 10 of those strands of yarn through the hole in my bookmark. This is hard to do when you're looking at it through the camera. So I've brought all 10 strands of yarn through that hole in my bookmark, and I've folded it over. Okay, so you can kind of see there, I've just looped it through and I folded it over. Then I took another length of yarn, and it doesn't really matter how long, and I threaded it through my needle for later. And I started by just up near the top where I folded it. I tied a knot, and you want it to be a fairly tight knot because you want your tassel to be secure. Okay, so I tie my knot just like that, and I'm going to keep my finger there while I, again, put it super tight, just like that. And then I folded it, or just kind of wrapped it around a couple more times and tied it again because I wanted to make sure that it was super, super, super secure. Kind of make it look nice. I guess I didn't need to thread it through my needle just yet. Okay. And then the reason why I threaded it through my needle was I just took the ends and I tuck them in back down through the center of my tassel. And I just pull it down tight. and I did that with the other one. So that way the ends weren't kind of sticking out at odd angles. So I just tuck it down in through the center of that tie and pull it down tight. And then, depending on how long you wanted that tassel to be, you simply trim your ends and make them so that they're all even. Just like that. And then if you wanted to kind of straighten those out again, you could block it again, or if it's cotton, I just took it through the iron, under the iron. And there you go, and that is your chevron bookmark. It's a fairly simple project to make, uses up very little yarn, and they're fairly quick, so it makes it a good option if you wanted to have a few bookmarks lying around, you wanted to add it to gifts to friends or family, or even make it for craft fairs. This would be a good option for you. So thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I will try to bring crochet patterns and stitch tutorials to you weekly. Thank you so much for joining me today, and enjoy your chevron bookmark. Happy crocheting. Bye.